today by starting at 1 p.m. I hope that you've been able to adapt. Welcome to Lockdown Lunch with me, Kelly Ransom. Kelly, coming to you live from Boston, Massachusetts. If you're new, I started this broadcast like 1,000 weeks ago, and I've been having my friends on every day to have lunch and gain their perspectives. All different types of perspectives. So this week and last week, we had people on from other states to just see how it went down there. And today we have someone from Denver, Colorado. I would like to thank you for being here and welcome Dmitri Valone.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello, Kelly.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's very strange, but what are you going to do?
We just got locked down for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We're locked down till the 8th, I think.
That's soon.
Well, yeah, I think they might extend it, but we have counties inside of Denver. Well, Denver's its own county, but Denver City, there's other counties, and some of those are open fully now. Not restaurants, but you can go shop and you get a tattoo, you can go get a haircut.
Tattoo? I would totally get a tattoo right now.
Oh, who wouldn't? And I figured since we were going to be colorful, I figured we'd get the kids out now so we could just start off with let's just start off with a good cuss word right off the bat. And just say, fuck. What the fuck is going on in this weird world right now? I feel like we're in a David Lynch movie, like some new reality.
It really is. I don't know why it's hitting me so much today. I'm glad you're the person I have on because I know that you can like vibe with me, but I'm like in a weird spot today.
Are you?
Yeah, I went and got antibody testing.
Cool.
They're doing that in Boston, and it was like the scene in E.T. where the astronauts come from.
Oh, is everyone
like
yeah
in the boat? I don't know. It's just weird. It's got me in a weird mood.
Did they actually shove the thing up your nose?
They shoved the thing up my nose. It was like this long.
Yeah, is it that long? I mean, did it go all the way out the other nostril?
I seriously felt like it was touching my brain. And the worst part is it's not just like a boop, it's like a dig.
Oh.
So they like swirl it. It was like, honestly, it was like a pap smear in my nose.
Oh, yeah, no fun.
And then they prick your finger and they take like a vial of blood.
Okay, so that would be the antibody part, right? So they're testing you for both. Well, that's great.
Yeah, so I'll know in like 4 days if I have it or had it or didn't have it or what the hell. I'm afraid,
right. Like. Don't you kind of?
I forgot to ask you though. What day is it? Because I don't know anymore.
I have to look at my calendar every day. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Literally, I have to look at sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It's that bad.
I wouldn't know what day it was if I wasn't doing this.
Well, that's got to help. But you're still working too, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I know it's Wednesday because we have staff meeting, but it gets fuzzy in those in-between days.
Right.
So how did it all go down where you are in Denver, Colorado?
You know, that's kind of foggy to me because I started this a lot earlier than a lot of other people just because I had this funny feeling that this was going to get pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so I put myself in kind of isolation at the house March 10th because we have a split level house. My mom lives upstairs. I live downstairs. And she's 80 years old with COPD. And I'm not worried about myself, but I didn't want to get that and bring it back to her. So I've literally been, for the most part, in since that time. I think it was probably around the 18th, maybe around St. Patrick's Days when they started to kind of close things slowly down here. And that's about what I remember. And we're still under at least Denver County, and there's like a 7 metro county area here. And most of those people are under the lockdown until May 8th, but some of them aren't. So it's weird. So even in our own city, like you going over to Brookline and Brookline being open.
Can you turn your audio down?
Oh, is it too? Yeah. better?
Let me see. Yes.
All right. Audio
I
check
don't
one,
care,
two.
but people watching complain.
Oh, does it delay?
Yeah, don't worry about it. So how has your life changed since locking down?
You know, the funny thing, I thought about this because I've been watching your things and you've asked everybody this question. It hasn't changed much because I was kind of designed for this.
I feel that.
You know, there's two parts for me, and like so when I bartended back in Boston or even in Denver before I went to Boston, going behind a bar was like being on stage and just having fun, telling jokes, being sarcastic, being an asshole, having fun. And then my days off, a lot of times I needed away from people. So this has kind of done me okay. You know, I've been working a lot on art and other projects and just kind of self-reflecting a little bit more. But I am getting a little antsy. I'm to the point where I need that break to go out and get crazy again.
Yeah,
I need that stage.
I would love to go to a bar, even if it was just for one shot.
Oh God, wouldn't you though? I mean, I would be all about that.
Not the same. Drinking at home.
No, it's well, and I haven't really drank that much because I'm not a big
Good.
at-home drinker, you know?
Yeah.
But I did for my birthday. I drank a half bottle of whiskey, and that hurt me for about a day and a half.
Well, at least it kept you busy.
Oh, and I also wanted to show you this.
Yes. Yay! Hold on, I have mine here somewhere. What is it? Do you remember what year these are from? These are.
I'm gonna guess 4 years ago.
My camera sucks at focusing. It says,
Yeah,
I
mine
stole this
too.
fucking pen from the Galway house.
It's brilliant. I wish I stole more.
I miss the Galway.
Oh, I miss you guys in Boston so much. It's not even funny.
I know. I can't wait till people can like travel again.
Me
I
too.
think it's been 1 year since I've seen you. I think.
Well, and I was thinking about that too. It was about a year ago now that I met you, so hungover. Oh, that was a
You didn't even
miserable day.
drink.
I was so hungover.
It was Wake Up the Earth. I came after.
Yes, yes, and we went to the B&, and you had a drink. I don't think I did have a drink, did
You
I?
didn't. I remember that. You were that hurting.
And I had to walk over there. That walk hurt.
It was hot that day too.
Yeah.
So
Your
I
weather.
forgot to mention when I introduced you, you are an artist and electronic music writer.
Yeah, that's
And
kind of
I assume you've been creating during all of this, or am I making an ass of you and me?
I created a lot at the beginning.
Okay.
Like so all through March into kind of a couple weeks back, but after a certain amount of time you kind of burn out from it.
Yeah.
Plus, when you have all this art and you keep producing more and more, it just stacks up. You have nowhere to sell it right now, and that makes it kind of interesting.
Where
So
do you sell
lately, I've
it?
been
Where
kind
do
of
you
working
sell
more
it?
into music. What's that?
Where do you normally sell it?
Well, the thing that kind of sucked about this too is I had 2 gallery shows that got canceled, and they were my first gallery shows here. So I was like, "Fuck,
Oh.
yeah." Well, they'll come again. But that was a. I mean, I know we're all in this together, and I don't want to sit here and complain and bitch, but you know, I know everybody has their stories on this. And
Right.
that's kind of my side story or my backstory to this is how it kind of got me was of losing those shows and the potential to do more sales that way. But this is all going to swing around again and everything's going to be okay. It's tough for everyone right now.
That's like the most positive thing I've ever heard you say.
Why am I a negative person?
No, but you're blunt.
Yeah, I learned a lot of that from Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
You're realistic. Have you been inspired? Like when you were creating
Like
more, were you inspired by this, or were you doing the art that you normally?
I was just doing art I normally do, and I kind of thought about that too. And I think it's one of those situations. Well, it's gonna be after the fact that all the stuff's gonna come up for it. In other words,
Yeah.
we're kind of in the middle of this, and it's such a confusing time, at least for me. that everything's just swirling. And I think once we kind of get past some of this and the fear dies down and we can kind of get some normalcy back, I think that's when it's going to start to creep into the art.
Yeah.
But not now. I think it's just kind of, oh, okay, I don't want to deal with the real world. I'm going to go do what I. Does that make any sense? So I
No, it's
think once it's,
preparing myself and work, so I get it. Like,
yeah, it's tough for people. I don't even know. That's why I say it's like a David Lynch film to me. It's very just strange. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. Everyone's in this boat together. But I
right.
really do believe at the end of this, we're going to walk out of this okay.
I hope so.
Well,
I mean, the
well, I
ones
think we
like,
will. We've got to.
this is traumatizing for everyone.
Well, it really is. And I think I posted something up on Facebook a while ago. I said going insane is the new sane.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to belittle people who were going through problems. I just think that that's kind of true,
It's
you know.
oh, for me, maybe like 2 days where I'm like, cool, I got this. I'm doing this. I'm nailing this lockdown. And then like three
Yeah.
days of like, I'm losing my mind. What the hell's going on? This is terrible. And then 2 days, I'm just like totally drunk the whole day.
Yeah, right. No, and
That's how my weeks have been going.
and you're at least in you have a house, right?
Yes, I live in my mother-in-law's house.
Okay, but you have some room to, you're
A
not.
little bit, yeah.
I know some of the people you've talked to. I mean, they're in real small apartments, and there's two or three of them. Well,
Yeah.
I would be dead. Hats off to them because that's fucking brilliant that they can deal with that. I would seriously go insane. I need my time away from people.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of Jack, my dad, Jack, right now because he's living completely alone, like in Kingston near the beach with his cat, and he's like the happiest he's ever been. Totally alone.
I,
I'm
I I
like,
miss your dad. He was always fun to come into the bar.
he says that he commented that he'll have a bud. um,
One bud coming up. Does he want a shot with that?
he's been drinking McGillicuddy's recently, so maybe.
Oh, wow.
I
The
know.
old doctor.
Um, so you live with your mom.
Yeah, the reason I moved back moved back to Denver from Boston, I didn't want to,
Right.
but my mother had taken a really bad fall. And I was planning to come out here for a visit and do a laundry list of stuff for the house to help her out and then come back to Boston and keep on going how I was going. But when I was here I took a month off from work to come out and help her. And
Yeah.
the first 2 weeks was me taking care of her because she just, it was she had a thing on her head that was like the size of a baseball.
Oh my god.
And I just looked at her and I said, ah, fuck, I got to move back. She can't go on. And so that's why I moved back. So yes, I live with her. It's a good situation. It's a huge house. So, I mean, I'm lucky. It's too much of a house, quite honestly. And I have this whole downstairs area. It's two bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room. I'll show you in a minute. It opens up to this beautiful yard, and then she's upstairs. So it's great in that sense that I feel like I still have my independence.
Yeah.
And it's also been a gift because of me staying away from her during this whole time, just to make sure that she doesn't get anything.
Has
Because
she
I
been
will go out
fine
to the
though?
store. And what's that?
She's been fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
she sleeps 22 hours a day.
All right.
So it's easy.
Yeah.
We see each other in passing, and since this whole thing has happened, I've been kind of keeping my distance even a little bit more, just to be hyper safe.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine the guilt I would feel if I got that and brought it back here, and then she got it and died.
A lot
So,
of people are going through that right now.
well, it
Oh,
sounds
my
like
dad
you.
says he's having a bud right now, pretending he's at the college.
Does he want me to put something on the TV?
Yeah, no sports. What the hell?
This
I
is
don't watch sports, so I'm not affected by that. But like, I know a lot of people are.
Well, I'm a
Um,
huge hockey fan, so I was really
all
sad to see
right.
that happen because I still love the Bruins. But being back here, I mean, I've always loved my Avalanche too. I know some people give me shit for that, but I don't care. In fact, here's a funny story. I went to a Boston Bruins game here in town a year ago, and the seats we were in were all Boston fans.
Okay.
And they were giving me shit because I like both, but I didn't care who won. I was like, whoever wins, I win. They're like, you can't be like that. You
That's
got to
true.
pick a team. I'm like, whatever. So where are you from? They're from Boston. I'm like, where? And they're like, I'm from Gloucester. I'm like, fuck you. That's North Shore. And I said, where are you from? It goes, I'm Connecticut. I'm like, dude, that's not even fucking Massachusetts. And I
I hate
stood
when
up. I
people
said, is
do that.
anybody here from fucking Boston? Not one of them. The closest one was Gloucester. Anyway,
It
my
used
whole
to be
point to that whole
like
thing
that
is,
in college.
oh, yeah, but that's what I love about Boston. It's so proud of its neighborhood, and I
Yes.
miss that.
JP.
Oh, well, I mean, I still have my my
Is that your
bad.
bad bill?
Yeah,
What number are you?
I didn't take a number.
I think that someone's keeping track somewhere.
Yeah, I think when we went, Alex and I went. He's my tattoo buddy
I
on
think I
that.
saw you guys that day.
You may have because we were at the BN.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I could be so wrong about this, but he may have grabbed what he thought was 69, but I don't know if that's true.
That sounds very familiar. Alex Gang, if you're watching, please confirm or deny.
He's my tattoo brother.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Badville tattoo is like, what can you tell us what Badville is?
From my understanding, was it Adam? I think somebody started. This is a story I was told, and if memory serves correct, that they were sitting around, like three of them were sitting around, I think at the BN, and he drew it out, and they not dared each other. They said, "Let's go get this tattoo," and I think it just kind of became that, and it became kind of representational of the BN, and then kind of more so of JP.
Yeah.
Because when I went to get mine, I asked everyone I knew who had one, which is at the time like about 50 people. And I kind of went up, it's kind of like asking your father for marriage to the daughter. I said, do you mind if I get this tattoo? And
Yeah.
everybody was behind it 100%. In fact, when we went, I think even like Nikki threw in some, I mean, it ended up costing nothing because everyone paid for it.
Oh, I didn't know. That's so cute.
So that was really neat. We tipped the guy really well. And then when I was there with Alex, there was another person there who's getting one with us as well, and we ended up paying for hers.
That's
So
cool.
that's the story. I know it's kind of a real condensed and maybe not so true of a story, but that's what I was told.
It's a legend. The legend of Badville.
Which I like. I think that's even more. I like that better.
There you go.
I kind of like it to be a mystery.
No, I love it. It's a mystery.
But it is my Boston tattoo. This is what this is my. I consider this my JP hometown tattoo.
I don't
And the
have
other
one
side is
yet.
my Denver tattoo.
I'm sure I'll end up with one, but I don't have one.
No? Kind of
No.
figured you, of all people, would have one.
I know. I do want to get 02130 somewhere doing something, but my friend Nia got it like inside her finger, so I might steal that from her because I like that.
Oh, that's got to be fun and painful.
I mean, yeah, but it's probably like 2 seconds.
But then it's going to be a mustache.
I have always wanted to get inside my lip tattooed, so maybe that would be where I put it.
I knew this guy years ago who had "fuck you" tattooed there. So if he got in a fight with him or an argument, he'd just go "fuck you." It's like, oh, you're classy.
Oh my god, I love it. So I want to talk about your online classes.
Oh yeah.
What have you been doing? There's like so many opportunities right now to take classes online.
No, and I think it's wonderful, and I hope that continues. I hope, like I said, the silver lining of all this, when we're done, I hope this is something that continues onward,
Yes.
in the future. But it's this thing called World Science University. It's Brian Greene and a couple other people. He's an astrophysicist, I think, down in New York. You've seen him on TV shows if you follow anything that deals with, black holes or the beginning of the universe or string theory. Probably friends with Neil deGrasse Tyson and all that. But excuse me, these classes are just all, they're like 3 to 10 hour classes of videos and little tests that you take. And like I think I was showing you at the beginning, fundamental lessons from string theory. So they give you these certificates when you pass. The black hole information paradox. So it's just all stuff that I'm interested in. It's kind of fun to learn about.
What's string theory?
So basically the idea of that is, how can I do this in a nutshell?
I know, like really simple.
I can though. Einstein came up with his theory of relativity. It pretty much deals with space-time and a lot of gravity stuff. On the other end, you have quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and that's all about the small, like the particles and smaller. The two don't mix mathematically. So string theory is one of these grand unified theory ideas or concepts or theory to try to combine the two. That's it. So basically, it's taking the big gravity, universe, galaxies, and the small and making one grand theory. Yeah, I like to torture myself.
Well, you were telling me before we went on, before you wanted to do like science and then you switched to doing art.
Yeah, when I was in school here in town, I was kind of fast tracking down the line of, well, I call it astrophysics, but basically what it would have been is a physics degree with a minor in cosmology. And then I wanted to pursue that further. And long story short, I ended up being an artist.
How? How'd you end up?
I tried to do a combined theory and I went down to independent, I can't remember what they called it. So I had to go to both departments. So I went to the physics department. I said, I want to combine art and physics and make my own theory. And they're like, fuck yeah, you should do that.
Ooh.
And I went to the art department. And they're like, no.
Oh.
They were just, they were so snotty. But I ended up doing the art. What's that?
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it worked out all right.
Yeah, your art's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Right here. So I realize it gets cut off. So let me.
Oh, you have that one. I was wondering where that one went because I was going through all my pictures the other day. I like that one.
I need more though. I will be purchasing more art soon.
I've got about 100 of those because I was ready to do those gallery shows, and I've got, well, probably about 77 of them right now.
So how do you start? Do you have an idea and then you go paint it, or do you start painting and then it comes to you, or?
The latter, a lot of times. Well, both. Sometimes I'll wake up with an idea and do it. And the little ones, they're just more fun to do. On the big ones, I think it's more of an idea I have or a color scheme or something I saw or a photograph I took, and then I want to take an element and paint that. The little ones, you just sit there and start playing with color, and then it just starts to develop, and the next thing you know, you have several of them done.
Yeah.
So there's no real magic to it in the sense of like a mystery of how they're made. But
Wait,
they're
you just use oils, or?
Yeah, they're primarily all oils.
And do you listen to any music when you're painting?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of electronica stuff, quite honestly, but not like.
You also write. I didn't know that.
I've been kind of doing that on and off well, I used to do that before I went to school, and I used to write music for like TV commercials and film.
What haven't you freaking done?
Well, that's it. Now that's everything I've done. That's all it in a nutshell. Music, I study astrophysics and art.
So when you make electronic music, are you doing it on like a drum pad thing, or like how does that work?
I have my main computer. It's a lot of software, and it's called a DAW, Digital Audio Workstation.
Okay.
And you load up instruments, and I actually have a keyboard, and I can put guitar through it, but I don't usually do a lot of guitar.
Okay.
But it's all done through the keyboard, and it triggers different synthesizers that you load up. And there's drum loops and there's pads, but I do have some of those pad things that you're talking about too. But I don't use those. Yeah, right. I'm not a DJ. Let's put it that way. They have those. I've kind of learned to really appreciate DJs a little bit more, good ones.
Yeah, I could never do it. I'm not like I'm just not. My brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's different. It's cool though.
Yeah, I have friends that produce music, and I'm always amazed at how like one little boop noise turns into like this whole beat.
Right.
Very impressive.
No, that's I think a lot of the fun of it right there.
Yeah, no, not me. I can't even like clap and walk at the same time. So.
I'm sure you could. Well, next time in Boston, we'll videotape that, and I'll take all the sounds of that and make a song out of it.
Yes, I love that. What do you miss most about Boston?
Everything.
Oh,
I miss you guys so much. I don't know. I think we touched on a little bit. I miss the whole neighborhood proudness, the Boston proudness. I miss the best way I could probably describe it. Denver's fine. I like Denver. Denver's a big city.
yeah,
It's spread out. I have friends that live 25 miles that way and then 30 miles that way. It's all the same city. So
yeah,
that's like going from Providence to Salem. It's massive, but it's like at the grocery store and all you get is white bread. And that's what I miss about Boston.
yeah.
One of my favorite moments at the bar in at the Galway one night is I was looking up and down the bar, and I can't remember who I was working with, but I said, "You realize there's about 20 different countries being represented right now in this bar?" And that just gave me chills, and I miss that. You know?
It's always special.
Yeah,
In
well, it really is.
in another way too, you can walk in and you can see so many different countries there. But then sometimes you can walk in and you can know every single person in that bar.
Right. Well, did you go
Which
to
is
my going away
also weird.
party? What's that?
But that's also weird.
Well, yeah, it is weird. And I mean, when you work there, obviously you know
Yeah.
95% of the people in there. So that was, but it is weird because sometimes, especially, but that's the one thing that Boston did kind of grind on me a little bit. You couldn't get away.
No. Nope.
And it's not 6 degrees of separation, it's like two.
Yep.
You know one
Can't
person,
hide.
you know the whole city.
You can't do anything without someone finding out. You have no secrets.
No.
Everyone knows someone's parents, brother, sister.
Yeah, and I always was excited when I met someone new and I'd tell someone about it, like, oh yeah, I know her sister, I know her family, or I know it's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, like through the years, through bartending, you've basically met my entire family.
I know, right?
Crazy.
Just through that bar. Hey, a question for you. Did I honestly serve you your first drink at a bar?
One of my very first ones, yes. It was an
What
apple
was it?
martini at the Jeannie Johnston. I don't want to tell you how old I was,
Yeah,
but
you were like 18 or 19, I remember.
my boyfriend at the time was 21.
Yes, I remember him.
And he was like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Let's just go." And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Hank loved you so much.
Oh my god, I love Hank. Those nights. Oh, the apple martini. I haven't had an apple martini since then, and that should be the first sign that I shouldn't have been in that bar.
We didn't, I mean, Hank was always like, Hank needed the business. He didn't care.
We had so much fun though. That was just like really fun, special, never gonna happen again in time. That
No, it won't, but aren't you glad you had that time?
yeah, and then it just changes.
I know. And especially when you look at today, it's like, oof, weird.
Yeah, I don't know how bars are gonna be now. Like I don't, I can't wrap my head around it. I'm sure everyone's gonna come together and come up with some brilliant plan to make it all work, but it's not gonna be what it was. I'll
Right.
probably never get to dance on top of a bar again.
Oh, yes, you will. You have to.
What do you miss most? Do you miss anything besides Boston? Like in general, what do you miss doing before all this BS?
I think real simply, the thing I miss the most is just the simple freedom.
Yeah.
And the oddity of, I've been ordering the food to come in so I didn't have to deal with the stores. And it's such a, again, I go back to that movie mentality, that strange movie mentality. They deliver it, they put it at the front porch. I take it around to the back. I wipe everything down. I
Yep.
bring it in, and it's just that's the part that kind of eats me up a little bit,
Yeah.
because that's the part I don't like at all. So I miss the freedom, and like what pretty much what everyone else said too. Miss going out to the restaurants, the bars, seeing my friends, going out and doing things. I think we're all there. I think we all miss that equally.
Yeah.
Even though I like to be the recluse, I still like that escape, and not having it, it drives everyone crazy.
It's the whole wiping the stuff down. I like so we were getting them delivered. By the time after 2 weeks of waiting to get them delivered, they wouldn't have half our order. So now I volunteer as tribute, and I go every 2 weeks to the supermarket and I suit up, and it takes a long time to just be in there, and then you have to come home and wipe everything down, and we have like a whole system set up or whatever. And I don't know. I've been reading lots of articles and seeing lots of things that people who have PTSD and past trauma are like seemingly handling this very well because they have past experience where their body knows how to react. And like I really do find myself like in those moments of freaking Lysol wiping my freaking lettuce down. Like I just I can't think about it. I like protect myself by like shutting it off completely. Like I cannot
Yeah.
even think about what I'm doing right now, or I will totally lose my shit.
No, I'm with you 100%, and it does start to wear down on him. Even it wears down on me, and I'm usually, like I said, I'm kind of built for this, and I'm starting to feel those effects too.
And I
It,
love staying home, but not
yeah.
this much.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's such a new reality now, and it's a longer.
Have you been cooking at all?
Well, yeah, I've been cooking a lot more. You asked if I have anything that I want to cook or this and that. No,
Yeah.
not really. I think, it's pretty generic stuff that I make. I think the one thing that I was kind of getting into is spices. So I kind of made this dirty rice spice mix. So I've been doing a lot of that with the rice and the beef and some vegetables, and that's excellent. So I do that about once a week. Otherwise, I'm pretty boring.
Oh, you're
I'm
not
not
boring.
eating that. Well, because we can't get, now we're starting to get the foods again. But literally for the last, I don't know, 40, 45 days, you put that order in and you get no greens, no fresh
Right.
veggies. So I've been eating crap. Um, but whatever. Yeah.
I just, I'm a former chef cook. This is a chef cook, so we've been living it up.
I know. And a lot of my friends who do that they post pictures, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so jealous.
I've just been mostly stealing past restaurants I've worked at recipes and recreating them.
Well, I saw the fish and chips from Eddie the other day.
It was so good.
It looked good. I don't eat fish, but I wanted to eat that. It looked good.
Uh, I love I promised Eddie I would never share the recipes, so sorry guys, but I love Eddie's recipes because they're so simple,
Oh, always. And they're the best.
but they are like, I've worked in fancy restaurants and fine dining stuff and all that, and like seriously, it's just like he taught me I cooked for 10 years, and he taught me one of the best things any chef has ever taught me, and he's just like, why are you doing that? Why are you complicating things? Knock it the fuck off. Keep it simple.
Right. No, I think that's
It's
100% right.
true.
It's I make this vodka sauce. It's 5 ingredients, and it's the best sauce that I think I make. It's
Oh
five
my,
ingredients. It's just how you put them together and the timing.
yes. He really changed my outlook on cooking because I had cooked in a few restaurants and I prepped there a little, which isn't really cooking. And then like when I really started working there, he like was like, You're not a chef. You're not a sous chef. None of this title crap. Like, you're a cook.
So Eddie,
Parsley and things that don't need parsley.
he's like, get that shit out of there.
Yeah.
I used to love watching him back there, giving the new people like hell. It's like,
Oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing? Get no.
He told me. He still tells me to this day. Like, you weren't gonna cut it. I was about to fire you. I was about to fire you. And like, I had worked in like. You just have to be a very special. It's not even a good cook. You just need to be a very special type of person, both bartender, waitress, dishwasher, or cook to work there because the volume is absurd. It's the busiest restaurant I've ever worked in.
Which Galway?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember lines out the door. Yeah, always going.
I was doing the lunch shift by myself, which he shouldn't have had me doing the first week I was there. I was screwing everything up.
He had you back there alone on a lunch shift?
He would come in and check on me, and then one day he came in and it was slammed and I was not doing good, and then like, I don't know, he gave me one more, he didn't tell me anything, he's told me this afterwards, he gave me like one more chance, but he was like about to fire me that day. But the bar there too is crazy.
Yeah. I always respected the cooks there. They're just, yeah, they were on, there was a couple of them there towards the end there that would work late night alone. And, you know, they'd be there from 11 to 1 in the morning and there'd be 30 tickets. Well, maybe not 30, but there'd be a good 10, 15 tickets hanging.
It's not easy.
Just kicking it out.
You have to be like, I still think I could go, I like to tell myself this. I don't know if this is true. I haven't cooked in a restaurant in 4 years maybe. No, like 5 years. But I still think I could go to any restaurant and work the line.
Yeah.
That I've worked in. And you don't bartend anymore at all?
No, I've been kind of living off the savings since I've been back and off the art. So, you know, not to go negative, but this is a scary time now because the savings is very low and it's hard to sell art. But again, this is gonna work itself out and it's gonna be fine. But the other problem is I looked at bars here in town and I don't want to work at any of these bars. I think that the Boston bars ruined me. You know, I can't. If I remember one of the last nights last week I was in Boston, I was walking up and down just being sarcastic as fuck. And I was looking at everybody and I stopped and I said, there's no way I'm going to get a job in Denver because I do one bit of this in Denver, I'm going to get fired in a heartbeat. That's what I loved about Galway is like you could the best compliment I ever got is somebody said, are you related to Eddie?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because of my sarcasm. But the funny thing is I don't have that sarcasm unless I'm behind the bar.
I get it. It's like a persona.
That's what I mean. That's the stage, and then when I'm off stage, I prefer to be alone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not next to you after a bar shift and you say nothing at all.
Yeah. Sometimes I get really fucked up. I don't know. That's probably why I didn't say anything is I saw two of you and I couldn't speak. It's like, shit, there's two Kellys. I shouldn't talk.
Have you been consuming any media during all this that you would recommend?
No, I've seen a lot of your friends. Not that I'd recommend. I've done a lot of, well, musically, you know, there's I've been getting back into more of the heavier stuff. I think that's a way to get some angst out. Yeah. You know, like I've discovered this guy named Devin Townsend, who I think is amazing. Okay. And then I can never pronounce this group, but for like electronica stuff, it's YAGYA. This album is just insanely good. Yeah, it's like Yag.
Okay.
I don't know. And then I'm a Trek fan too, so I've been watching all the Trek stuff.
I fifth Trekkie.
Yeah, no, I've been noticing that with people. And
I had no idea I had so many of them in my life.
Well, I didn't realize I had so many in my life too until you start talking about it. And they're like, yeah. And then you said, what's the best one? You know, but I'm not that deep. I just like them. I think they're fun.
I never got into it, but
But a lot of older stuff I've been getting, like I rewatched Stranger Things just because,
good choice.
and then nothing new. I'm not gonna do the Tiger King thing. I'm gonna be
It's
as,
been an even split on this broadcast. Love it,
yeah,
not touching it.
I'm not touching it. I can't do it.
It's
There's not. I have nothing to recommend for people. I mean, I've been doing
that's
my own
fine.
thing.
I don't have anything to recommend either. I can't even do I can't watch anything.
Well, I know, and I think everyone has their own thing. So, if I have a good friend of mine I think would like it, I'll let them know. But, I don't know who's watching this and what they like. But, you know,
Well, what have you or have you not been doing for your mental health if you're not
all right. So
consuming
this is where it's going to get different. So I'm going to show you the backyard.
it? Okay.
So we're going to go for a little walk. I think this will work
Woo!
because this is the reason this helps me out a lot. Can you see that?
Oh wow. That is very gorgeous.
So that literally is about
I
a
would just be out there
quarter.
all the time.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work, and that's about a quarter of the yard. So I've been
That's
doing that
awesome.
and then riding my motorcycle a lot
Oh good.
because our weather is insane. Right?
Wasn't it snowing recently?
Yeah, we got a week and a half ago, and it's been 70s and 80s. Tomorrow's supposed to be 90. Yeah,
Colorado is
it's
so weird.
back inside though, just so the light's better.
I had my cousin on last week. She lives in Leadville,
Yeah, I saw that.
and she didn't show on the show, but we video chatted, and she also showed me her view from her house, and it's like fake looking. It's like beautiful. There's like a mountain, and like it looks like Switzerland or something.
Yeah, the mountains. Okay, that's where I wish I could live in Boston and have the water and the attitude and have the mountains right there.
I feel
And then
that.
I'd plant myself there for life because the mountains are gorgeous here.
I've I've not had many interactions with mountains.
None at all, huh? Well,
Not
and to
really.
think you can drive to one about 50 miles away from here, and at the top you're at 14,200 some feet.
Whew.
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah, she was saying if they want, they can be in like sunny, nice, hot weather, and they can drive a little, and then it's like snowing, and they can be skiing.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, I guess it's similar in Massachusetts, just not that extreme.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The weather in Massachusetts is a close second. I've never lived anywhere stranger than Denver, honestly, weather-wise.
Yeah,
But there was some pretty, but Boston's up there.
it's it's okay right now, and then it's gonna rain, and then it snowed like 2 Saturdays ago.
Right.
It's starting to get old, dude. I need like some 70s. All right, well, we've hit the part of our broadcast where I shut the hell up
All
and
right.
you get to give your final words. So, anyone new to this broadcast, I give any guest on the chance to have the final word where they can say inspiring things or tell jokes or dance or vent or yell or whatever they want to do, and I shut my mouth. So,
Fair enough.
Dmitri, my love, my darling, the
Mm.
floor is yours.
All right. I don't know if I have any, words of wisdom for anybody. I think that's all been said. We're all in this together. I think it's such an odd time, and if you think about your life as moments that are combined with events, and then they become volumes of your life. We're just in one of those volumes right now that's just gonna, when we look back on it, it's gonna be it's going to be tremendous. I just think that we're really in this together. The other thing that's weird about this, it's a world event. It's not like a hurricane came through or earthquake or even 9/11 for that matter. This is a world event. We're all in this together. So my point being is, if you can make it through this, at the end of it, and you go back to these volumes of your life, I think you're going to realize that this is a pretty amazing time too. And I think the only advice I can give, and I'm kind of late to this game of the lunches, and I'm sure it's going to be lifted soon, but for the remaining time that you have, maybe it's a good time, it was for me, to reset and kind of give a good introspective look on who you are and what do you want to do next for the rest of your life. That's really all I can say. I think we just need to somehow spin this in a positive way and not fear so much anymore. But it's fucking scary. I get it. I every day think I have a new disease. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think if we can just look at the silver lining of this, which is really difficult to do, and some people have lost people, so it's going to be even more difficult for them. And I feel for you, but just, I don't know, find the silver lining in it. Find whatever you can find in yourself to make yourself okay, and all the basics. Wash your hands, do all that good stuff. Just be kind to everybody. You know that's it. I don't really know what to say. We'll leave it at that.
I love that you said, think of what you want to be in this next version of life. I love that.
Well, and I mean, yeah, because I think there's two choices here. You can sit here and most people I know aren't doing this, but you can wallow in it and become fearful and shrivel up and shrink up, or you can sit there and take advantage of it somehow. I mean, just try to take that positive road with it. And I mean, I'm telling myself the same because I'm not in a great financial situation, but it's like, you know what? That's okay. Here's what we got to do. And money comes, money goes, but life is precious and it's, fun. So take what you can out of it and enjoy.
Can you say the name of your website before we go?
Oh, it's just DmitriValoneArt.com.
Okay.
But everyone spells my first name wrong, so it's Dmitri.
I know. I always.
Oh, my bank spells it wrong too. So.
No, I love it. So everyone, please go check that out. And I'll post it in the comments. But thank you, Dmitri, so much. I love
It's
you
so
so
good to see
much.
you. I can't wait to actually be at the bean and have a drink with you.
I know. It'll probably be in like 2 years.
Oh, if not later this year, next year.
Absolutely. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time out of your day. I know that it's earlier there than it is here.
No, it's fine.
I want to thank everyone for watching and commenting and liking and sharing and just being a part of this weirdo experience with me and the people that I have on. I hope that you will tune in tomorrow. We're back to 12 p.m. Tomorrow we have Katie Getch, and she is in New York, and she is happily unemployed, her words. So we will explore all of that, what that means, and how that is possible. Dmitri, thank you again so much.
No, thank you. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
You're one of my
Goodbye,
favorite people
everybody.
in the whole world.
You
I'll see
too.
y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and, maybe watch some Star Trek.
Or Howl at the Moon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.